Yeah, be caffeine and watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Yes,
This is Dr. Kenny Crest, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
This is Poo from Moreno Valley, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Man, I wear Hot Facts, man, with my boy Robert Reed, man. It's past the dark, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Get them facts.
Hey, this is KG Sports, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Hey, Hot Facts with Robert Reese, man. This your boy Dash Bandicoot tapping in with you, brother. Hey, I'm right here on a break in my dash right now, getting busy, but I figured I'd tap in before I eat some grub real quick. But yo, man, I like your channel, like what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we share some of the same ideas as far as like how to navigate this gig market. So just tapping in, showing love, man. I seen your comment. Finally got a chance to hit you, bro. Whenever you get a chance back, man, just holler, man, for sure, man. Love, bro. Be safe.
Great advantage that there are other professions that have gone through this before you, and you can see what they've done in right and wrong. And you can see other industries as well, how they've screwed it up. So for example, and it's because they waited for the change to happen, as opposed to grabbing the bull by the horns. Right.
It's just one S, no big deal.
Right. And so for example, why is it that Netflix invented Netflix and not the movie and television industry? It's because the movie and television industry were protecting their old business model and literally ignorant of the fact that the world was changing around them. You know, Netflix had this new subscription model, and it was a small company. Blockbuster, which was the 800-pound gorilla, like, you remember when we used to get DVDs in the mail? So like, they knew streaming was coming. They just didn't, it just wasn't there yet. And so the CEO of Blockbuster went to the board and said, I think we should explore subscription, because this little thing called Netflix is onto something that's gonna happen when the technology gets better. And the board wouldn't let him change the business model to subscription because they made 12% of their revenues from late fees. And look what happened. Blockbuster does not exist, except for one store in northern Canada. And Netflix is the dominant force in television and movies. Why is it that a computer company invented iTunes and not the music industry? It's because they saw the change coming, and the music industry was still trying to protect selling albums in stores, because they saw their customer as Tower Records and HMV, whereas iTunes, Apple, saw the customer as the person who actually buys and listens to the music. Why is it that Amazon invented Amazon and the e-reader, and publishing industry did not even invent the Kindle? Like, it's because they're too busy protecting the old business model. So I think if you go down this route of protectionism, of protecting what we have and staving off change, you are signing your own death warrant. And if it's not your death warrant, your business is going to become way more difficult, and another firm or that may be completely outside your profession. Remember, iTunes, Netflix, all of these were companies completely outside their own industry. In other words, they couldn't even figure out which one of you it's going to be, because it won't be any of you. It might be a software company that'll completely eviscerate your profession. And so I think to be the one that says, okay, it won't be the way it was. We can't defend the way it was, and we're going to have to imagine, what if we were to invent our industry now, knowing nothing? What would we do? And again, this goes back to the question of why. Well, why did you get into the industry in the first place? Did you get into this profession because your parents told you to and you can make a good living? You're not going to be the innovator. You know? Did you get in this industry because you love math? You know? You're not going to be the innovator. Did you get into this industry, and do you love this industry when you really get to help people re-understand and reimagine how to build an organization? Because when you can understand the language of mathematics, when you can understand the language of a balance sheet, as clearly as you can understand the language of cultural change, it's kind of like that, right? It's the rational and the emotional. And we said it before, which is the numbers are only half a picture of the health of the business. And if you got in this industry to be of service to human beings who are trying to do bigger things for for themselves, for their families, for society, for their customers, you might be onto something. So the question is, what value do you offer to the people who buy your product? Now, how would you do that in this new changing day and age, and literally ignore whatever was, because it's irrelevant, because it may or may not survive. The industry, the profession will do fine if you're the ones willing to blow up your own business. But if you're going to protect your business, it'll get blown up for you.
Look at your life right now. Whatever you've done up to this point in time, your life is working. Whatever you have produced, it came out of you as a result of the kind of person that you have become. It's a result of your choices. It's a result of your consciousness. Now you have to ask yourself, are you satisfied with what you have produced? Is this what you want? Would you like for things to be better than this? Do you believe that you deserve better than this? Or are you content? This is it. You don't have to do anything else. That you already resign yourself in life and say, well, I'm happy. I'm not starving like the people in Calcutta. Are you allowing yourself to get off the hook like that? Or do you believe somewhere in the back of your mind or in your heart that there's some other great work for you to do? There's something else that life has for you. And that's why you're here. How do we handle this fear factor? How do we increase our self-esteem? You have to begin to fortify yourself. How do we do that? I believe that you have to begin to consciously monitor your inner conversation and start talking to yourself. Start building yourself up. Sometimes the only good things you will hear about you are the things that you say to you. So I'm saying learn to be your own booster. Start building yourself up. Start encouraging yourself. Start saying, I can do this. I can make this happen. When I started thinking about becoming a speaker, I said, yes, I can do this. I can make this happen. When I start trying to convince myself I can be a businessman after flopping and failing and losing thousands of dollars and feeling stupid and dumb and having people take advantage of me because of what I didn't know, I had to talk to myself because people were saying to me that I was dumb. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I was saying, you're right. Look at what I've done. I had to say, no, Les. Hey, come on, man, get yourself together. You can handle this. You just haven't figured it out yet. It's all right. This is your training period. This is the tuition you have to pay for what you don't know. You can do this. Other people have done it. It doesn't take an Einstein. Get you some people that can teach you some stuff that you don't know. Get you some people that have done it successfully and learn from them. Take some seminars, workshops, read some books on how to manage a business. Change the way you see yourself and begin to tend to the personal details. Understand that nobody's going to take care of your business better than you. So turn off things that can contribute to your fear. Turn a deaf ear to people that all they can do is talk about how negative things are because they have bought into the consciousness of the world. Start attending workshops, seminars, listening to tapes on a daily basis to begin to recondition your mind, to retrain your thinking. Faith comes by what? Hearing and hearing and hearing. Listen to things that can empower you, that can enable you to create a new reality for yourself and a new life for yourself. You might appear to be strange around most people. You know, most people think you're strange if you're happy today. See, these people have not found their purpose in life. That's why they're grumpy. That's why they're miserable. That's why they're so negative. They're hurting and they want to hurt other people. So start practicing using programs for your mind.
See if you can find some ways to multiply your value. See if you can find some ways to multiply your value to the marketplace. And he said, your income will immediately start to change. Up until then, I was hoping that the economy would change. I was hoping that my company would change. I was hoping that my paycheck would change. I was hoping that circumstances outside would change. And then here's what I found out. It isn't going to change. So then my question was, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? And here's what my teacher taught me. When you change, everything will change for you. When you get better, everything will get better for you. And that's where I picked up that phrase, for things to change, you've got to change. You don't have to change the marketplace. You don't have to change the marketing plan. You don't have to change the economy. You don't have to change countries. You don't have to change circumstances out there. All you've got to do is look within and see if you can change yourself for the better. And as you change, things will start to change for you.
Man, hey, they said it best. They said it best. You guys saw the title. Today we are talking about change and adapting to change. This is Hot Facts with Robert Reese, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, people. I hope everyone is having a great one out there. Today is not that bad. Something's going on with my app, but it was a-okay. I was still able to get a little bit in, got some in. I was able to get some great footage up for you guys. That video will be going up later, okay? But you guys did hear that, and that right there, a lot of people need to hear, because a lot of people are like wondering what's going on. Every single time you look at the news right now, it's something about a gig worker, something about pay, some new state, some new city is incorporating this. People don't know exactly what to do. Some people are afraid of what's going to happen. So I have to put those things up there, because adapting to change right now, everyone is going to have to adapt to this change that is going to happen, and we have no control over it. Okay, the only thing we can do is, as you heard from those people there, I'm gonna get into it a little bit deeper, but you know, if you go against the change, it's gonna hurt you in the long run. It's gonna hurt you in the long run, because there's gonna be a whole lot that you are putting out that's not gonna be going for anything good. Okay, so today we will be going over adapting to change, because every single city right now, every single major city, they're incorporating these things, and all the drivers are now being hit with it, and they all have to change. Some people want to keep driving, some don't want to drive, some people want to do other things. Okay, so today we're going to go over a few things that's going to help everyone out. We got some great news today. Also, we got some great news. This is pretty much, I told you guys this was going to happen. Some news hit the media. Well, it hit before, but now it's gotten to the hands of reporters, and now you do know when reporters, when they do their stories, they will investigate people, so they will be trying to figure out what is going on. So we have some great news that has to do with that. Right now, my Upside app. Okay, the Upside app, it's still doing its weird thing. I have seven purchases right now on the app that have not gone through yet, so I'm waiting on those. I should be at about like $67 once that's all said and done. People, the Upside challenge, what this is, now the Upside is an app where you can get cash back on groceries, food, but primarily it is great for gas. I am fortunate enough to live in an area where there's tons of Upside gas stations, so I can pretty much pick the gas stations I want to go to and get the most money cash back. You can keep this money, okay, and let it build up for as long as you want, and throw it into whatever type of account you want. Gift cards, PayPal, bank account, you can do whatever you want. I'm stacking mine up for the remainder of the whole year, okay? And when the new year comes, when they drop that ball, I'm going to drop the dollars, okay? I'm going to drop the dollars. So everyone that has been watching, who has been watching when I created this, some people said, I don't know if it's going to go. I don't care if it's not going to go. I'm doing this as a personal challenge for me to see if I can actually save all of this up and not use it once it gets big. But more importantly, whoever else is doing it, I know my cousin's doing it. A few more people are doing it also. I do know that's going on. So when the new year comes, I'm going to be on here on the app, on YouTube. I'm going to have my screen open, and the link will be there so people can join in. And if you want to drop the dollars and show people you dropping the dollars, because you do know when New Year's hits, whoever is at the bars or doing whatever, when New Year's hits, they're buying more. because the last call, you know, is almost there because 2 a.m. All right. So when they drop the ball for New Year's, okay, people are going to go ahead and buy more. So let's say you have $400 something saved up on your upside. Bam! You about to drop those dollars and have a good time that night. That is what you will be doing. So that is the upside challenge, people. Okay. That is the upside challenge. Excuse me. Now we are going to get into some news. I'm going to get into, I'm going to get into the birthday shout outs. Birthday shout out to Ryan Roosevelt Lawrence out there. Happy birthday to you, man. And happy birthday to my cousin Pam Bundy. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but yesterday, you know, we were going over these things and I kind of went right. I kind of skipped all of the other stuff and went right into what we were doing. And then Roy from Roy's Critter Corners, he hopped in, and then we were just going there, people. So I'm making up for that now. Happy birthday, cousin Pam. Happy birthday. And today, happy birthday, Roosevelt Ryan Lawrence. Happy birthday, boy. Happy birthday. If you guys do know of anyone has a birthday coming up, celebration, graduations are coming up, prom. If you want some people to feel a little bit good and get some love, let me know. I will shout them out. I will shout them out. Everybody deserves to get a little bit of love. All right. Everybody deserves to get a little bit of love. But we're going to get into this news. Now, later on in this news, I'm going to go over something. Well, actually, when it pops up here, we'll go ahead and just go over it then. Okay, we'll just go over it then. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this up, and hopefully, I was not defeated right now. Let's see.
The pump jump another 10 cents.
Was I defeated? Was I defeated? Did it get me? I think it got me. So I will just load it in again. I think it got me. Oh, that's a cold move right there by the computer. See, that's how you know. I think the AI does that on purpose because it knows. See, computers can hear and everything. It's like, we're just going to time this guy out right now. But hey, I don't care. I'm still going to just load it right back up right here. What you going to do about that? Computer, Ultron. I don't care. I got manpower. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2 and a half, and 1. Bam. Let's go.
Cafe and watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
And it put up the wrong one. Look at that. No, don't play that. Jarvis, you little sneaky devil, you sneaky devil, you Jarvis. You're trying to make me have a bad day, but nothing can make me have a bad day, people. It takes actually, you know what can make me have a bad day? Walking in the grocery store and some dude is eating his chips and
The pump jump another 10 cents. In some areas, drivers can expect to pay $4.69 a gallon. Good evening, everyone. The rising cost of gas is hurting everyone's wallet, especially delivery drivers.
News 4's Sarah Minkowitz talked to people who make their living behind the wheel. Sarah?
Don and Jackie, delivery drivers and Uber and Lyft drivers tell me it's becoming a struggle. They say the higher the cost of gas is, the more money they lose. And some are even considering changing professions altogether.
Just to get to work, you have to spend so much money, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of defeating the purpose.
Amber Simone has been a delivery driver with Uber Eats for 4 years. She's noticed her fair share of changes in gas prices at the pump, but lately says the cost is getting to be too much.
Of course, it was cheaper in the beginning, but now it's kind of hard to make money with it, you know, unless you drive all day. I mean, it's just kind of insane to be spending like $50 a day on gas, especially when I have to drive like 3 to 4 hours to just make, you know, enough to fill my tank. So it's like a little hard for me, yeah, especially when I'm doing this full time.
She's not alone. Delivery and ride-sharing drivers across Western New York are struggling to handle the rise in gas prices. One Uber driver says he fills up his car during every shift, and for him, that's about $40 to $50 a day. He says with gas becoming more expensive, he's losing money and is unsure if he wants to continue being a driver.
Uber driver, doing Uber delivery, Grubhub, these sort of things that uses my car basically.
On Wednesday, the cost per gallon was as much as $4.69 in some places.
Not just us, the driver in Buffalo, even regular people has to commute using their car. So, like let's say SUV, you don't have a hybrid electric, you still gotta commute place to place, and every time you start that engine, you use gas. So.
Now, Uber and other ride-sharing services did announce that they will help drivers out with the rising cost in gas by adding a temporary surcharge for customers. In the studio, Sarah Minkowitz.
All right, so I guess right now in Buffalo, it's getting to be ridiculous, and now they are broadcasting this stuff now. But look, man, I'm in California, people. We're at $6 and some change, and if you are in a certain area, it even gets higher than that. Okay, it even gets higher than that. But what you can do is, you hear these people saying that, we're using our own vehicles. Yes, you're using your own vehicles. If you were going to start your own business, as the business owner, you would still be using the vehicles that you have to purchase from the business. It's the same exact thing. Same exact thing. You got to figure out how to keep that income and that revenue coming in. When they pull something in that it seems like they're taking away, you got to figure out how to change, to go get a little bit more.
Talking it, she ain't trying it. He keep calling me time. He killed you. I understood the assignment.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, hey, how's it going? Package? No, I don't. Oh. No, I'm just here to tell you about the historic gospel of Jesus Christ.
Oh, we're actually eating dinner now.
Okay, sorry to bother you.
That's good, thank you.
All right, so what that was, this dude is an absolute moron face, okay? Absolute moron face. Let me tell you what the driver did. We come up to these homes and there's messages on the mats. The mat said, and I came up to this exact same mat. It says, hide packages from husband. He really got the package and tried to hide it in the bush. And when the husband opened the door, he said he was delivering some news from Jesus Christ. Hilarious. Hilarious. Now, this is hilarious. All right, so and I know people say don't talk about Russia, but I'm going to talk about this. There's a group over there in Russia, and well, they're not in Russia anymore. They escaped Russia, and these are members in a band. How they escaped Russia was they posed as delivery drivers, and they escaped Russia. They can never go back. They said they're throwing people in jail for no reason, but they posed as delivery drivers to escape from Russia. So they are in Lithuania or someplace now, they said, but they said they cannot go back, and they actually posed as delivery drivers to escape the country. Who would have thought posing as a gig worker would have gotten you out of a country? That is hilarious. Okay, now check this out. Now, this is the news that I want to tell you guys that I told you that it was going to happen. Okay, remember this was maybe about a week and a half ago or so, we did the live, and it was about the gig movie that they did, and it was kind of like a Blair Witch thing. Okay, and I said that people, it's coming. YouTubers and content creators, they are going to start watching now, because now the spotlight and the eyes, it's on the whole gig economy, okay? So what has happened is now this right here, people, we heard some of the verbiage from someone in, where was that, in Nevada? We heard someone with some verbiage there and how it went into the no tip, no trip. But check this out. Now people may have seen these bags in a video, right? But now it's hitting the news, and watch what they say.
Hide the money, y'all, and poor people around. Where's your broke ass?
Now check this out. Look and read what it says. It says no tip, no tip.
The money, y'all, and poor people around. Where's your broke ass?
Now, check this out. The video, so the news people got a whip of this, right? And they have never heard of no tip, no trip. Okay. They have never heard of no tip, no trip. Now the media has now got a whip of no tip, no trip, right? And it's in the TikTok video there where it says it, but now in the story that they are writing and reporting on, okay, they are speaking on no tip, no trip. So now what's going to happen is this. Since now that they put it up in the story, they're going to actually type up no tip, no trip, right? They're going to see what no tip, no trip is, right? They're going to do all these things, right? And they're going to look at videos to see where the source of no tip, no trip comes from and how are drivers doing this. They're going to see who's promoting it the most and all the content creators that are putting it out there. And they're going to start asking questions and start looking at all your stuff now, okay? Now, that place had all of those orders were sitting there. The reporter did the whole work. All of those orders, after they got that, they did their due diligence. That place throws out a bunch of orders like that all the time. Now, could you imagine the money, the resources, the manpower to make and prepare all those meals to get it to someone's home, and then at the same time they are just being thrown in the trash? If you are a business owner, that is a bunch of money gone away. If I'm a business owner, I want to see what the problem is. I want to see what this no tip, no trip thing is. Now check this out. Yesterday or the day before, Pedro saw that, it's going to help save with people not getting orders and getting them thrown away because there should not be that much waste. Okay, but you may not be the whole problem there, but you have the most subscribers who the news are now picking up the verbiage that's coming directly from. And it was in Nevada first, it was in Las Vegas first, when she did the whole verbiage. If you can't afford this and that, you shouldn't deliver it. She took that little girl took the whole thing. And now these people are doing it and putting no tip, no trip. Okay, so all of that stuff, when I said that, sooner or later is going to come up. And now the news now, along with people getting their food snatched, drivers getting beat up and robbed, getting their scooters taken and everything else, now the media, they're going to be looking at no tip, no trip. No tip, no trip has now, you guys have done it now. You guys have done it now. You guys have made the big news now. Not you guys, it's more than just YouTube. I'm watching my favorite gig tuber channel. No, it is now hit. It has now hit the big time now. No tip, no trip is now an article. So now you know what happens when you're one reporter now, and everyone knows how the gig thing is going. The next reporter is going to want to get a story about no tip, no trip. Let me go further into detail. You know what? Let me go interview drivers and see what it is, and then they'll start saying, well, you don't know what? I watch certain people on YouTube, and bam, and then that's how that reporter gets in, and boom, there it is. So now, as all those orders that we just saw get wiped out and thrown away, people, they get wiped out and thrown away. Restaurants are losing money, and we want to go to these same restaurants and pick up and have fast pickup times and everything else. It does not work like that. Now here's what happens. These restaurants have to charge more money to make up for the items that they are losing, which means customers are going to want to tip even less. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Now it's hit big news now. No tip, no trip. You guys have did what you did. Now the best thing about this is, the content creators that promote this, you guys are going to get a whole lot of subscribers and a whole lot of views now, because a lot of people now want to get turned into it, and now they're going to start watching your videos to see why are they doing a no tip, no trip. Then they're going to start hearing all the negative words you are calling all these people. It has now hit, people. It has now hit. This is now what's going to happen, okay? So you're going to get a lot of views and a lot of subscribers, okay? And then there's going to be other channels where they're going to see that, well, no, not everyone thinks like this. So it's going to be a chance for everybody to start to speak now. And I'm glad I'm doing it like this. And that's why today's message is adapting to change, because we have no control over the changes that they are putting in for pay and who's delivering what. You have to adapt to the change. And right now, no tip, no trip has now hit regular news articles, and now content creators, if you push that and you can say, I'm just talking smoke, I'm blowing smoke, you can say it all you want, okay? They're making movies about it like Blair Witch, okay? A real reporter in a real legitimate magazine, newspaper, all of that, they're doing stories on it now, okay? And no tip, no trip has now millions of views on TikTok, okay? And so now they're looking into it, okay? They're looking into it. So I'm just saying, it's there now. And this change is coming now. So all the people doing the no tip, no trip, these places are throwing in at the exact same time as the problems are arising. They're throwing in now, okay, we're not going to have to do what California did. Let's just go ahead and just give them this and then make them change. And whoever don't want to drive, they're just not going to drive. The businesses have to make a change so that they stop other businesses, from leaving, okay? From leaving. They need these businesses to use these apps. They can't be charging, if the businesses don't want to use the app at all to get more businesses, then these other apps are going to go out and no one's going to have jobs. So I told you guys, I've been saying it all along. And as you see, it's happening. And Pedro realized it the other day when he talked about the wasting of food because drivers aren't picking it up. He did a little mock ride on which one got paid more and which not. Now see, someone else that's one of your favorite YouTubers and GigTubers is actually trying to figure out how it's gonna work, because everything that I'm saying, people were like, no, it's not. No, I'm telling you. And when the change all the way comes, when they regulate the money so you can't make all that what you can, you're going to be left out. You want to start making these changes ahead of time so when it's all the way in effect, it's not going to have any issue going on you, okay? Any issue going on you. Let me see if this thing, come on, now let it stop. Okay, yes, this is the group right here, the Pussy Riot people. These are the people here. Now check this out. In China, if you think, delivery driving is bad right now, they have the draconian lockdown, okay? So for 1 whole month, people, if you leave your home, you cannot go back to your home. You have to live on the street. If you stay in the house, you cannot go to work. So as you see this driver in Shanghai right now, these are all grocery store deliveries. He's out there working. But check this out. He cannot go home at all. They're on lockdown for the whole month. If they leave, they cannot come back. So drivers right now are not making any money, and it's putting them to become homeless. You talk about our problems here. Imagine that. Imagine that right there. If you go work, you can't go back home or nothing because they have this lockdown. Okay, now check this out. Remember last week that girl that saved the lady? She was bleeding and she went to EMT school. DoorDash did give her the money to go ahead and it was a scholarship or a grant, however they did that. They gave her the money there to finish EMT school, and now this Geno's rewarded this girl with $1,000 right now. So right now she is receiving, and the lady that she helped out is helping her in all type of ways. She says she tells the lady no, and the lady will not stop. She saved the lady's life, and that lady. I hope that lady doesn't become obsessive. But man, she did a great job. She did a great job. Okay, and then we got some more news here.
$12,000 engagement ring. That is what.
Okay, now this right here is about a $12,000 engagement ring. I put this here simply because it has to do with the delivery driver. But when I caught this, I simply say that there was some foul play in here. And let me know what you think. I think there was some foul play otherwise. Check this out.
But a Cornelius woman wants to know. The ring is hers, and she reached out to us here at WBTV after she says UPS lost her irreplaceable diamond and, in her mind, has done the bare minimum to find it. Our Sarah Blake Morgan is here live. So, okay, you've got our attention, Sarah Blake. A $12,000 ring. How did this happen?
That is a great question, Molly. Christy Schiano was on a work trip in Arizona when she did what many of us have done before. She slipped off her ring in her hotel room and then accidentally left it behind. The hotel located it and shipped it to her Cornelius home immediately, but that ring still hasn't found its way back on Christy's finger.
My heart fell, into my stomach.
Panic.
Immediately when I was in the Uber halfway to the airport, I realized, oh no.
Followed by premature relief.
Called, they found it. They were sending it back.
Christy Schiano's beloved $12,000 engagement ring left behind in her Arizona hotel room as she rushed to catch a flight back to North Carolina.
It's a custom ring. My fiance and I designed it together.
Schiano said she didn't have to wait long before she received a UPS tracking number. She was told a signature would be needed when the package arrived.
Okay, great, it's on its way, but it never made it here.
The doorbell video camera shows the UPS driver walking up to the front porch, leaving the package, and then walking around to the side of the house to the back, potentially seeing if anyone was home. When he realized no one was home, he went back to the front porch, grabbed the package, and walked away.
We have the gentleman on video trying to make a delivery, and then it went missing. He never scanned it when it went back on the truck.
That is where the trail goes cold. No other delivery attempts were ever made. Schiano instantly contacted UPS, who opened an investigation.
They had 9 days to do that. Took them 2 days, and UPS got back and said, nope, sorry, it's lost. Oops.
The ring was undervalued on the initial shipping documentation, which means
we'll file the claim. UPS will pay you $500
for a $12,000 ring.
I understand it is a major shipper. I understand logistics are very hard, but oops.
Next month, she's getting married. Another ring will be slipped on her hand, and she hopes the one given to ask for it will somehow make it back to her.
I don't think there's anything I could have done differently, quite honestly.
Now, I reached out to UPS with her tracking number. They knew my deadline, and they said they're looking into the matter and will get back with me. Schiano also filed a police report with Cornelius Police Department, but says she was told there wasn't much they could do. Molly?
Well, maybe.
All right. Now check this out. Now it's an engagement ring, right? $12,000. Okay, something happened. UPS. They didn't write how much it was really worth. They put the $500 for the claim. The driver could have came up, but maybe this was a little bit of what Judge Millian says, a little bit of rough justice. Okay, so if you guys heard on your engagement ring, when do you take your engagement ring off? It's like your wedding ring, right? When do you take the engagement ring off? Okay. And she was at a hotel when she took the engagement ring off. Okay. This is where I suspect foul play. And she's making it seem like, then maybe I'm doing this to get it back. No. You're about to get married. You went to the hotel and tried to get whatever you feel I want to get out before I get married, which means you were doing this the whole time before you got married with the dude. You're trying to go ahead and do all of that stuff. And what happened was the ring was taken off and the ring was lost. And now you have to make up this whole story. And then it's not all the way made up because UPS did have to try to figure out and track it and do all of that. So there is some truth to it. But the reason why the ring is gone, I do believe, is because of foul play. And it's because of foul play. Let me know what you think. If someone has a $12,000 ring and they're about to get married, why is that ring not on the finger and you're about to get married? The only time that ring changes is when you get the next ring, is what I thought. But the UPS dude who has the ring and he probably pawned that ring, they're going to have to probably check some pawn shops to see where that ring is. He came up. He's trying not to get caught, but that's what happens when bad does bad. When bad does bad, bad things happen, okay? Bad things happen. Now, we're going to get into some comments now, okay? We're going to get into some replies and comments now. Now, I got a comment the other day from the question when I asked, does good service, do you tip more for great service? And do you believe 100% of the drivers get 100% of their tips? So this comment came in from Johnny T. Johnny T owns a t-shirt printing company, a very well-known t-shirt and printing company. He does a lot of great work. And Johnny T chimed in and said this. He said, tipping is like school. Everyone starts with the A. It's up to you to keep it, okay? It's up to you to keep it. That's what Johnny T said about that. So there's that comment there. And this next comment comes from Manuel Diaz. Manuel Diaz. There is a short that I put up. I put up Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s house in Riverside, California. I deliver to this home quite often. And Manuel Diaz said, we're in Riverside, man. I'm not going to give you nobody's address, man. I deliver there. That's my business. When I go right there, I deliver, but everybody else that lives right there knows where it is. But I will let you know this, Manuel Diaz. In the city of Riverside, there is a neighborhood called Canyon Crest. There's a lot of professional BMX riders, motocross riders. There's a lot of DJs, rappers. There's a lot of people that do things like that live in those neighborhoods. Yeah, I hope you're not paparazzi. Hope you're not paparazzi, man. But there you go. And that's why I don't like to put my location in my videos when I drop them like that sometimes. But Manuel, there you go. Okay, they have a big old yin and yang sign that's inside the front lawn. So I suggest you think twice, man. You go up there trying to do something weird, you might get those big dogs or those 1-2s thrown in your face. I'm gonna tell you that right there. Now, this next comment came from Rapping Granny Coupon, and I told you how I saw that video of how do you go in there and have $40 worth of things and come out and only spend like $1.60, and that was a tax. Okay, now there is a guy out there named Greg, and Rapping Granny Coupon said, check out him. He's good and he never pays full price. So I'm going to go ahead and check that out, because people, if you can always learn how to spend less at the grocery store, that is a great thing. Now, there's also, she let me know about there's all type of couponers, people that just save all this money. Gee whiz, he said there's people that have over 100,000 followers. Don Deals is good, Short Mama, etc. I'm guaranteeing people, these people go there and go to the aisles with $300 worth of groceries and end up spending like $15. It's always good to learn some of these tricks. It's always good to learn some of these tactics because we all need to go ahead and shop better. Now, this next comment came from TFT up there in Fresno, the Brawley area, people. He's up there getting it busy. I am down here in Southern California, but this man goes out there and puts it in. He puts work in constantly, all the time. Robert B. Drone, I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine. Thank you for chiming in. Jada Kanza, everybody is in the building right there. Okay, I'm going to get into this next comment. The next comment is right here. Yeah, TFT said that he started up Walmart Spark yesterday. He said, thanks to their incentive bonuses in my DoorDash, I did $280, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., people. Okay, remember that I told you guys, Shipt and Instacart, and I went over the news on how they're trying to add in so many different pickup locations, for drivers, that it's gonna be a great thing for you to go ahead and try to use those right now to make extra money. Okay, even if you don't do these things, if you don't use these apps all the time, it's good right now while these incentives are in. So what he did was he doubled up and he hopped on in. See, he was already thinking that. He hopped on in, went there. The incentive is in. He's doing his thing. Robert B. Drone is using the incentives with Grubhub. He's going out there making ridiculous money right now through Grubhub. He added them in, and he's taking advantage of all the incentives. So drivers, if you are out there and you are paying attention to the news, you can check out news from Rideshare Rodeo, GigTube puts out news, Chat puts out news, different channels. You know, I put out news daily on the daily for us. Take a look at the news and see what's going on. These people are not putting up this content just to put it up. We're putting up this content so that you can take advantage right now while times are tough. Just like I said, if you don't drive for Uber, don't, just sign up for the apps just so you can use the car advice just to get your car done for cheaper. Save that 30%. You know what I mean? You don't got to use them as a, as a place to do work, but you can utilize that app. You utilize that app. You sign up for other apps that are giving you these incentives. You're now making more money, which counteracts what's going on. So that's a part of adaptation. Okay. That's a part of adaptation, and that's something that you got to take notice on. We're putting it out there so you can grab it, okay, and just run with it, okay. So we're going to get into this. Adapting to change. It says get in while you can before they turn us independent contractors into employees. That's the main thing, people. When there's a way to stack it, there is a way to stack it. Okay, so we're gonna get right into this right here. You guys do see that what that title is. For those of you who are brand new to this channel, okay, if you are brand new to the channel, I do ride-along videos. Okay, my ride-alongs are everything that I do going out, getting the work, so that everyone can see the challenges visually that can happen while doing the job as a gig worker, the different types of orders you may encounter, how to handle them, all that stuff, right? Then there's shorts that make people laugh about. All of my shorts are clips of my videos. Some videos don't get the attention that they should, but I do know that there's key moments in these videos, so I throw a short up, and so that video still gets its just due on the views. Okay, but I do the shorts, and then we do the live where we can go back, talk about the groundwork that's done and the practical. Okay, we go over everything else there. We sit up here. Now we can go over everything, talk about it. If you have questions, you have questions. But then we go over something deep. We go into the meat and potatoes. And as of right now, everyone needs to learn how to adapt to this change because it's brand new for people. I've been dealing with it for a couple years now because it started here first. Other places are just getting it. So hopefully you guys do get a chance to watch the channel so that you guys can kind of get an understanding on how you may want to navigate this time right here. Okay, people, but we are going to get right into this right now. Okay, adapting. Okay, we're going to go adapting to change. Adapting to any change means, okay, adapting the way we do things in all areas of our lives to respond to the changing circumstances, okay? It means not only protecting against negative impacts, but also making us better able to take advantage of any benefits that are out there, okay? So that's what adaptation is, okay? Protecting against negative impacts, but also making us better able to take advantage of any benefits. Now, while the times are changing right now, right? And they're throwing in all this hourly work for people to go ahead and make more money. They're throwing in things right now where you can actually make more money if you decided to take advantage of these things. All right, so that's one way there. That's just the overall thing about adapting. Okay, now we people are independent contractors. Okay, we are independent contractor. Okay, so because Pedro too. Oh, good, you're in here. All right, cool. Let me go over this. And then if you want, I would love to have you jump in because it could be a learning thing for everyone. People, remember, once again, this is Hot Facts. Everyone can come and speak their mind here. This is what we want. We want everyone to speak, But, you know, I did say things are coming to light, some things out there. But if I could have you on in a minute, that would be absolutely great. That would be absolutely great. Okay. But people, we are independent contractors. We are freelance contractors. We are not employees yet. These models are put in to see how they want to turn us into employees. Okay. They want to see how they're going to want to turn us into employees. So because we are independent contractors and we are freelance contractors, okay, we need to learn how to do these things. And Pedro, I do appreciate you chiming in. Lets me know you're watching, man. Lets me know that my show ain't trash. Okay. All right, people, since we are in the business, in order to adapt, a company must have its tuned in signals of change from the external environment, decode them, and quickly act to refine or reinvent its business model and even reshape the information landscape of its industry. Now, you go ahead and think about that. People are like, well, man, that sounds like they're talking about a corporation. You are your corporation. You are your corporation, okay? Now, look, it said external environment, okay? External environment, all the changes that are going in, just like the first video that popped up with the adaptation, all the changes that are happening, like to our market, this whole gig thing, it's from outsiders, okay? It's from outsiders. When outsiders get involved, things can really get messed up, okay? So that's external environment. You got to decode them, it says, and quickly act to refine or reinvent its business model or even reshape the information or landscape of the industry. Pretty much saying whatever you are doing right now, okay, whatever you are doing right now, that's what you're doing. That's like the old model, okay? The old model. When you get a PC and it needs your computer, your whatever, your phone needs to get that update, your phone starts to not operate the way it's supposed to because certain features are not there. Now, certain features that you may have, you may have grown accustomed to may be taken away, but that's what the adaptation is. And able for you to move forward, some things have to be taken away and you have to know how to, like it said, reinvent, okay? You have to reinvent. You can take some of the same stuff and then get it going. You just look. There's going to be a lot of drivers who talk a lot right now that like, well, I'm not going to drive anymore. I guarantee those people are still going to drive, okay? There's a lot of people just talking because a lot of people are talking, and they just want to talk. But chances are that person is going to have to change their stuff because they're still going to end up driving. But we will see a vast amount of people, okay, that are going to just say, I don't care, okay? Let's say, I don't care at all. Now, I want to get into this next phase of business, okay, because their strategy, their strategic planning and what we do, okay? And we have to have this because everything that we do, look, this job, this environment that we in, it's going to always change. It's never going to stay the same. I have gone through, I don't know how many pay changes, okay? I don't know how many pay changes I have gone through. Every pay change that happens, I have to, okay, since they're doing it like this, I have to go and do it like this. I have to go ahead and do it like this. You have to do these things, okay? Now, their strategy involved in everything that we do. So the adaptability is the ability to adjust your approach or actions in response to changes in your external environment, okay? It is a valuable skill for individuals and for businesses to challenge with strategic adaptability is that you essentially have to plan for the unexpected, okay? You have to plan for the unexpected, okay? You have to plan for the unexpected. Now, this is strategy, okay? We went over the original concept of what, the change or adapting to change. Then we went into it, how if you're a business, on what that means. And now this is coming in from the ability. Now, this is strategic, okay? This is, adapting strategically. You have to do all these things if you want to make some more money, people. It's much more than just, all right, well, it's not much more, but it is much more. On the surface, all we do is just this, okay? And then we just go do this from point A to point B, then we go to point C. But there's a whole lot in between, okay? There's a whole lot in between that is up to us and our control, okay? There is a lot of that is up to us and our control. That money that we have in our control that can be slipped away, like Johnny T said, he said tipping is like school. Everyone starts with the A, but it's up to you to keep it, okay? It's up to you to keep it. Now, there's a whole bunch of money there that sits there that people say, well, that money's not there, but that money is there. It's up to us to see, like, what pocket and where that money is, and we have to try to tap into that money and not have that money dwindle away. That's where you start to make more, and you have to adapt. And you cannot use the exact same thing on each and every single customer. Each and every single place that you drop off to, you cannot use the exact same thing. Everyone, we all have a different fingerprint, okay? Now, we may have some things that might work. You may say, well, this works on these type of people. Yeah, you can do a little case study like that and figure out what works here, what works there. You can kind of group some things together. But for the most part, even with that, there's individuality, okay? There's individuality. So you have to be able to camouflage and be a chameleon at all times with whoever you are speaking to. When you're able to do that, okay, it's the illusion. You're just putting up an illusion there. The illusion is that there is nothing wrong. There is never nothing wrong. And that's going to make someone not take away what is rightfully yours. People get mad because, when things are taken away, things are out of their control, things get taken away. That's just part of the game, man. But there is a realm that you do control. You do control. If there's three aspects of our job, us being the third party, okay, we have the customer and then we have the merchant. Just that by itself right there lets you know that we're a third responsible for everything that happens, which means that there's a third of responsibility that you have to actually keep your money, or you have 33% chance there to learn some stuff to go ahead and get more, okay? And you have to adapt. You have to adapt in order to do that. A lot of people don't like to hear these things, but what else are you going to do? What else are you going to do when there's a new city popping up that's doing this? There's another city there popping up. Is everyone going to just keep saying, man, we're going to keep this fight going? We're going to keep this fight going until it's just going to hit us? Nah, man, you got to start working accordingly, okay? So that when it does time to come, you know how you got to get on the freeway? You're going to be able to get on the freeway just like that. Smooth sailing, move in, merge on in. If not, it's going to be difficult for you. I'm telling you, people, you guys are like, not you guys, I'm just speaking in general. There's a lot of people, when I very first started, my very first video I put up on January 25th of this year, people, my channel's only been up since January 25th, okay? We're at 426 subscribers right now, okay? From day one, my very first video, people, I came in explaining what we're going through in California, and I've been going through it, and I've been explaining, and everyone's been saying, nope, it's not going to happen. It's a waste. Why are you taking these certain orders? I already knew what was going to happen. If I get in and continue to put out content that everyone else is doing, it doesn't even make sense. Okay? It doesn't even make sense. Most content creators, like a content creator said the other day, most content creators, and I think it was Chad, GigTube, he said most content creators who are doing the gig thing, they're just doing ride-alongs, and they're doing the exact same ride-alongs. Once you've seen one ride-along, what's different from the next ride-along? So I have to go ahead, okay, let me change that. I'm going to show the difference in the ride-alongs, okay? I'm not going to just do ride-alongs. I'm going to do a live informational something that's going to be different because everyone's going to need to get this information. It's like door-to-door sales, like Les said. I've done door-to-door sales. Every time I lose a subscriber, it's like someone closing the door in my face, okay? Every time I gain one back, someone opened in and I went ahead and got that closed. I'm treating it just like that. And as you see, the more doors that I have opened, more people are starting to see, and coincidentally at the same time, more states and more cities are doing this thing. But I'm glad I did this simply because there's more content out there for someone who may want to see how it is, because now they're going to have to go ahead and search a certain content creators, their whole video log. Let me go through all their videos and look at titles to see if they're even talking about these things. There's not going to be not one video there. I have over 400 and something videos there right now that someone can actually go through and reference and research in to actually see all different type of deliveries, what types, all of everything. I knew the change was going to come once we won. California, we're like a mega power. We are a mega power. It's like in sports. California, Florida, Texas, we are mega powers when it comes to sports. We are the mega powers. New York, we are the mega powers when it comes to the economy, okay? It's the exact same thing. Once it happened here, I already knew, but I never knew about this gig thing, and people are doing these videos. So I saw a lane. I'm going to go ahead and share this stuff because some people need to know how to adapt when these things happen. A lot of people are doing this job for the very first time, and they're their own boss right now. A lot of people have never had sales job or they never had been put into a situation where management takes over, a different company buys this company, and everything starts to change. You start to see managers leave, this person's going there. Most people have never experienced these things, you know, so they really don't know. They really don't know how to handle these things at all. So if there's going to be a change that's going to come, okay, and they don't know how to get it done, it's going to hit them in the way worst way. What I want to do is, hey, man, I don't want you to get hit with that tidal wave like that, man. Let's go ahead and get these facts. Let's get these facts and let's look at some things here, okay? Now, we're going to get into some things that happen with the change, okay? Now change requires, you have to be willing to understand yourself. So like Les said before, you have to be the person talking to yourself. So you have to be flexible with speaking to yourself, okay, to affirm yourself that you're going to be able to lead this march and go make this change, okay? And that is what is going to happen there. Okay, now you got to understand, there's some things on adapting to change, and why it matters. We cannot avoid it, okay? We cannot avoid it at all. We resist change throughout our whole lives, okay? We resist change consistently, constantly. It gets tougher, it becomes tougher, and it becomes life, all right? We are surrounded by change, and it has the one thing that has the most dramatic impact on our lives. There is no avoiding change, as it will find you, challenge and force you to reconsider how you live your life. And people are like, man, my life? He's talking about my life? Yeah, talking about your life. This is your life. This is how you make money, right? So yeah, your life, man, your life. That is what you got to do. Now, I'm going to go into, let me see, what part of my thing do I want to get into? All right, changing your mindset, okay? So changing your mindset will be one of the greatest things when you have to do the adaptation, okay? So George Bernard Shaw, okay? Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything, okay? That comes from George Bernard Shaw, and I doubt anyone is going to tell him, man, that is not right. That is not right, okay? Progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Okay, now check this out. All of the I'm not getting tipped, or I think this person did this, or this person did that, I didn't get paid this, or I didn't get paid that. I've been saying there is a way to go ahead and get this. Kim Sai Money Plan does this all the time. She just says kill them with kindness. I've been saying kill them with kindness. You use some kindness with some customer service, people. It overshadows what people are going to do. Now, we did see all of those orders, right? We saw all those orders that restaurant has a throwaway, and they said that You know, we go through this every day, every day. Imagine all those orders in a week. I want to ask anyone out there, how many of all those orders, or do you think all of those orders were going to people who do not tip? Or were some of those going to people that tip in cash and some people that don't believe that the drivers get their tips? A lot of those people did not get their food and all those orders were wasted. Now, what's the percentage of people do you think that out of all those bags, and they said this happens every single day, every single week, every single night, all of those bags that were there, you're going to sit up there and tell me that out of all those bags, people were not going to tip? That's a whole lot of money thrown away right there, man. That's a whole lot of money thrown away right there. And I'm glad that that video went up because it just put it there. That was like, maybe like, if you count the bags, that was like 40 orders. Now, some may have had 2 bags, so I'm going to go out on that. I'm going to say like 15 orders. It might have been like 15 orders, but that's a lot of orders. Now, think, how much do these orders cost? Are these orders $50 orders? Just because it's right around the corner, it's not going to be a high price as far as what you're going to get paid for driving there. So these could have been, you know, expensive orders also. So the restaurant has to go ahead and lose all that money right there, and that's crazy, you know, because we like to live in our comfort zones, okay, our subconsciousness, okay. People like to live there, okay, but we got to know that is called the known. You know what that is. You know where that realm is. You like that realm, okay? We cannot be stuck in that realm, okay? Embracing change is stepping into the unknown, and our subconscious, okay, will our subconsciousness will and will, like, it will want to go once you step in, and then you'll have a little bit of resist, okay? You'll have a little bit of resist, but it's kind of like when you go swimming. When you put your first toe in, you know, some people just dive right in. You already did that. Now let's just go on in. It will resist a little bit, but that's fear, okay? That's fear, okay? Now what it is, it's the fear of knowing that everything that you had as far as how you were getting your pay. Now there's people that are going to say, I make most of my money off of tips, and I am picking through all the orders just so that I know that I am getting all of my tips. Okay, you don't know that you're getting all of your tips. You don't know because you're skipping orders. So you will never know that you are getting all of your tips. Now, if that's the way that you are working, that's working backwards. Okay, that you cannot work a way that says that's how you get your tips when they are fighting right now so drivers can work, because drivers are saying they are not getting their tips. They're trying to make it a way so that, you know, how much would a driver get in tips? They'll have to take the average of whatever the tips are. They cannot do that because tips are given, you know, as gratuity from someone. So they cannot add those up. They would actually, he says he's out. Pedro says he's out. Oh man, Pedro, don't be out, man. I sit through yours, man. I sit through yours. You can hang tight a little bit, man. I sit through yours, man. It's some good information going in here. People see, this is like I said, adapting and not wanting to go into where the unknown is, people, it can make you resist. It can make you shut back. But that's what it is. You got to find the meaning in life. Now, the meaning in life is this. Some people got to work. Some people got to do this stuff because it is their meaning of life. So, you know, you got to find the meaning in this life. All right, step out that comfort zones. Comfort zones, you know, when it's pretty much where your dreams are buried, okay? A comfort zone is where your dreams are buried. You think about it all the time, but you're not going to take that step. Your dreams cannot be buried at all, okay? Now there are enemies of achievement also, people. There are enemies of achievement. When you don't go ahead and adapt, that is a win in the other column right there, okay? That's a win in the other column, which goes against, you know, you're pretty much killing yourself. You have to learn, don't go with everyone else. You got to sometimes just go. Let go of your regrets, okay? The truth is, unless you let go unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize the situation is over, you cannot move forward, okay? You cannot move forward. I'm going to read that again because some of you guys may need to hear that one, okay? The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward, okay? You cannot move forward at all, okay? Okay, you cannot move forward. So a lot of people, you got to start thinking about that stuff. Like, it's like a relationship, man. If someone was in a relationship for such a long time and, you know, they broke up and my man, like, it's been a while and he still has inside the house, he still has everything set up there. He's, you know, he is what? No, man. No, you got to realize that the situation is over. You cannot move forward unless you do that, people, okay? Write a list of things to do, okay? Write a list of things to do. If you watch my channel and the change has not hit your area yet, write a list of things that you can actually do before it comes. So when it does come, you can actually use those. If you are working in an area right now, you can reference back to these videos now and say, oh, you know what? That was something that happened to me. I didn't actually think about it like then, but I do see it right now. That'll help you go ahead and move forward right there. Okay, that'll help you write things to do down, and write the scary things to do, the things that you are most afraid of. I am most afraid of looking at an order that says this and taking it. That is your biggest fear. That's like arachnophobia. That's like me. When I signed up to try to get on Fear Factor, okay, they have you write down and put your biggest fear, okay, people? My biggest fear is underwater drowning. I can swim and do my thing, people, but if I am underwater and I feel trapped, that is my biggest fear right there, okay? That's my biggest fear. I have to face that fear if I want to be on that show, okay? I have to face that fear. The biggest fear for you is accepting an order that you normally wouldn't take because you don't know what the outcome is. Maybe you'll start to see, you know, you'll start to have a better grasp of the percentages when you're actually doing your thing and making deliveries. You'll have a better grasp of your percentages and the money that you are going to make. Okay, you'll have a better grasp of that. These changes are going to come, and you're gonna have to start doing this now. So instead of waiting until it comes all the way, just start every now and then. You guys see how I have the rule: the first one you get, the first one you take, because that could be the one that leads to something great. That's the first one. I don't care. It's only the first order, but I can use the first one and actually use all of my first orders. I do so many of those. I can use all of those numbers as statistics so I can break down things, okay? It's only the first one. The rule is so much more than a mantra, just like TTMA, TBF, train the mind and the body follows. It's so much more than a mantra of mine that I have, okay? It's so much more. It's so much more, man. He says, hey, I like the new background, man. I like the new background. Yeah, man, I did forget that we had a green screen. We have one. My brother has the green screen, so I have to go pick up the green screen from my brother there. As you guys do know, the logos, all the logos and all the banners and everything that I have, all from the clothing to the merch, everything that goes right there is GracieK322@gmail.com. There's the scroll there. People, if you're looking for someone on Fiverr, and there's a lot of people on Fiverr. She is on Fiverr, but this is a personal connection to me by way of my brother. It is his girlfriend by way of the Long Beach area. A lot of corporate accounts. She has a lot of corporate accounts, a lot of designs and things that she does. If you want to get anything printed, it does not matter what it is. You need a logo design created. All you have to do is like a sketch artist. All you have to do is tell her, write her in an email, call her on the phone. All you have to do is tell her exactly what you're thinking of, and she'll give you like 5 or 6 ones that she can actually put together. You get to choose. You go from there. Make sure you mention Hot Facts with Robert Reese sent you. She will take care of you, people. She will take care of you, okay? Focus on living a balanced and a healthy life. Now, what that means is, people, if you are doing this gig thing, and you are fighting yourself right now, you are creating a lot of unnecessary stress and a lot of problems to yourself, okay? A lot of unnecessary stress and a lot of problems to yourself. That's not healthy, okay? That's not healthy. The more stress you put on yourself, the more gray you're gonna get, the more angry you're gonna get, the more road rage you're gonna get. You gotta be able to find the balance, and the balance, I would say, the balance on stepping forward and trying and not giving up, okay? And not giving up, okay? So everybody here, you know, we all deserve to be successful. There's not one person like who comes in here that, you know, I speak for and anyone else. There's not one person that thinks a certain way that does not deserve to be successful. So in no way, shape, or form do I want anyone to feel like, man, if you don't do this, you're not going to be successful. But what I will say is that if you don't adapt to change and adapt to, you know, accepting reality, you will, eventually succumb, okay? And you will be failing on yourself, and that will create the failure right there. Now, Pedro, if you are there, Pedro, if you are there, you can hop on in on that 5-hour live, man. I sat through and actually watched like 3 hours straight while I was working and doing my thing. If you are there, you can hop back in. I did put the link up there. I know you did say that you were out, but you know, it would be really great for people to hear because the statistics are out. They're changing everything up right now. So while it's changing up right now, people want to know, are you going to start helping people with making the money like this? Or are you going to say, hey, don't drive at all. It's not going to work and you're not going to make any money. So people want to know exactly what's your stance on it because it is going to hit your area. And when it does, what are you going to do? And because, you know, your channel is bet on you, bet on yourself. Some people are going to make the change, but still follow your mantra and your attitude, and they're still going to want to hear some of those positive words from you on how they can actually navigate this. And they've been with you for that journey. So some people want to know if you're going to be there with them through this journey when they decide to go ahead and do that. So it would be really great. But if not, hey, I did the invitation about a month ago also. So the invitation is here. You were here live. It is still here. So we want to know. Everyone wants to know. And this goes to, you know, a lot of different content creators who work in different markets. I don't know of anyone who's in the Massachusetts area. I would like to know how they are adapting. I know Ayana is up in Washington. I will constantly get updates there. You know, I want to know from people. I know Hannibal is in New York, you know, and when he decides to go ahead and do his thing. I know Kim's side is closed. I don't know how that's working there, but you know, there are content creators where it's already going into where they are. And in certain states, you know, there's local content creators, you know, that people know of. So it's already going down. So I want to know exactly, you know, how are you adapting to it? What was the hardest part? You know, because there's going to be things that content creators you're going to get content from all of this. You're going to have to be able to explain to the people who are doing the driving what you went through. You know, you're going to have to be able to let them know, hey, I didn't expect this. This happened, you know, so it's not a bad thing, people. This change is not a bad thing. The worst thing about this change is people know that they want to make people turn into straight up and down employees at some point, okay? At some point, they're going to want people to be employees so that you cannot make all the money that you can before they break the classifications status that we have, you might as well learn how to navigate this and make the most of it. Because I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen. Okay, that's what's going to happen right there. All right. Dash Bandicoot says, what change we talking about? I was in an apartment building. All right. So it's adapting. It's the change that the whole gig economy is changing, because now more and more of the other cities and states are moving into paying you the hourly. A lot of the orders that were not being picked up are going to be picked up. There was a video up there that showed all these orders being thrown out, and the restaurant verified in the article that it happens every day, every week, every month. It happens all day, and they are wasting food. It was in there for No Tip, No Trip was the title inside that video. So there's a reporter who actually got wind of that, and No Tip, No Trip has now made the headlines of, the gig news, with the carjackings, the low gas, and everything else, with the movie that has came out that looked like Blair Witch. I went over that some weeks ago. The movie that has came out, the light is there. Now that the light is there from the movie, now reporters are writing on No Tip, No Trip. In Las Vegas, the girl said if they can't afford this, then this and that. In the video with all these orders, it said that this is a luxury service. All of these are sayings that come from, that come from. That's why I did that video. When I put up the little 9-minute video breaking down how I get the people to do you're watching Hot Facts, I put that up to show the difference in the mentality. It was much more than just putting up a video, and people said, oh, he's just trying to do this and bash. No, it's compare and contrast. It's compare and contrast. You cannot see the whole thing unless you have both opposites portrayed together, and that's what I did for the video. People, it's a video. I have to be able to get you to understand exactly what it is that I'm doing and exactly what I'm trying to get out there. Roy, he says, what's the link to the news story about No Tipping, No Tripping? It's in my, here, I'll put it up right here. Let me see. It's in this one. I got to go. That's the motivational speak. I'll put Roy. This is what I'll do. I'll go on and then I'll send it to you, because then I got to run the whole clip. I got to run the clip back here, and it's a TikTok video that went viral, where the captions on the TikTok video, it's saying the No Tip, No Trip, and everything else there, and the reporter got a whip of that and did the article. And then that's where it is there. And in your state, the girl in Las Vegas, I did on the live when she went on there, and she did the live, and she went on there saying that if you can't afford, she did the exact same verbatim from what comes from where it comes from. And now this video here. So if somebody has, if there's many content creators who actually do it, and there's a lot of people who do it, and then there's very popular content creators who these people are watching. So when the reporters are doing this, now the reporters are going to look into No Tip, No Trip. How far has it spread across America? That's what they're going to look into. Now they're going to see stories, and now what's going to happen is there's going to be stricter rules, which makes it we're going to be like employees. There's going to be stricter rules for us doing deliveries. That's how it all happens. It all happens from the mantra. It all happens from doing it. It all happens from a restaurant saying it happens every single day. That's where it comes from. That's what's going to happen. Okay, it's going to happen. So if you're putting out all of these things, and some people didn't like the video that I put up because I had the clip on there when Pedro said we do not deliver to miserable human beings. They are not our customers. We do not deliver to them. Someone else can. People got mad because I actually used that as part of my video. But he did the whole video. But no one, people got mad at me for using the video. It's actually him. But I have to put that up there because some reporter, some news person is going to see that video. Someone's going to say, hey, watch this video. Have you seen this guy? He talks about it all the time. And then they're going to go into the whole world, and then they're going to get a lot of stories, a lot of content. And like I said, the content creators, you're going to get a lot of subscribers because people love negativity. You're going to get a lot of subscribers. You're going to get a whole lot of views. Okay, you're going to get all those views. It's going to all come your way. It's going to all come your way. It's going to all come your way. You are going to get it just like that. So just embrace it. Just embrace it. Everything that you say is on camera, and you can't go back on how you feel. People can't go back on how they feel when they see a lot of orders, or they realize a lot of orders are being left and restaurants are losing money. You can't start to feel like that now. You cannot start to feel like that now. You gotta feel like that the whole way. You gotta feel like that the whole way. Okay, feel like that. They're gonna use the words that you have already used when they ask you these questions. Okay, so you're gonna have to stand on your word. You're gonna have to stand on your hot facts. You're gonna have to stand on the truth. Okay, you're gonna have to stand on your own truth. Okay, you're gonna have to stand on your own truth. Stand on your own truth. They're gonna come and ask you questions. They're asking people who are not content creators. Don't you think once a reporter goes to a content creator, the content creator is going to think, yes, that's more views from me. Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get your views. You're going to get more subscribers, and then you're going to get this light that's really put on you, and you're going to have to live up to that light. It's kind of like Dennis Rodman. If Dennis Rodman was a nice guy, he wouldn't be the best rebounder in basketball. You know what I mean? But he sticks behind what he does. You're gonna have to stick behind it. Okay? You're gonna have to stick behind it. Now, this change thing, people, it's coming. It's coming. So do what you got to do. Okay? The change is here. We can't do nothing about it but make the money we're allowed to make. And if you can see that you can grab a whole foot instead of that inch, then you got to grab it. You got to go and see what benefits are out there. You got to jump off the cliff and forget about where you are. That's what's going to happen. It's just like that when it came down to this coronavirus. Some people got the shot. Some people didn't. Some people got the shot because other people got the shot and they really did not want to get the shot. It's the exact same thing. But now this has to do with how you're making your money and your livelihood, people. It has to do with how you're making your money and your livelihood. Okay? Pedro never came back, huh? Man, I was looking so that people can actually ask you a couple questions, because I really want to know, when this change comes, are you going to quit the driving, or are you going to help people, make more money on it, because you'll understand how they can. You're a smart guy. Are you going to help them bet on you and achieve more and use this as a stepping stone? Are you going to help the people do that? That's what I want to know right there, because I do believe you're not going to quit on all of your people who do decide to drive, and the ones who do realize that they're making more money than they did before, because they don't have that much downtime and it's working in their favor. Okay. So that's the question. That's the question right there, Pedro, that is offered out to you there. When it comes in your state and it comes in your city and the people around that follow you, like I've thrown you $5 when I first joined in. I threw you $5 on one of your lives. I threw you $5. It was up there and you said thanks. I supported you with $5, man. I supported you with $5. Did that too. People, I show no hate. I show no hate. But we all got to know, when it comes in your city and it comes in your state, and the viewers that are going to start driving and not quit, are you still going to help them? Are you still going to help them and do content for them to help them throughout the way? Okay, that's going to be the biggest change that people are going to want to know. And we are talking about change and adapting to it. I'm going to end the adaptating the change right there. Now the floor is open. Is there anyone out there who may want to join in? Hop in the link. You got something to share. You got something to say. You can actually hop right in. If you want, I can put the link up in there again. I'll go ahead and do this. I'll do this. I'll put the link up again. And if someone wants to hop in, people, you can be sitting in your car. You can be wherever. You can be wherever. You just hop on in and you go ahead and do that. Okay, and you go ahead and do that. There is the link right there. I just threw that link on up. If you got something to say, if it's happening in your state and you're going through a certain thing and you need some info on it, you can go ahead and ask. You can go ahead, people. The floor is there. I'm gonna actually bring up this video again. Okay, I'm gonna bring up this video again. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna bring up the first video, and these are 3 people talking about adapting to change. Okay. Yeah, you know, Dash Bandicoot. I know he said a while ago that you know, in the videos that he did say he was gonna start doing other videos and content. I did hear him say that, but you know, that's what you know. That's the question there, because that's why I started this thing, Hot Facts. I didn't start it Hot Facts, Robert Uber Eats, you know, whatever. No, I didn't start it like that. No, Hot Facts. This is a live informational channel where I can go over any news, anything out there. It's not branched off in one direction to where you say, well, you know what, I've done enough of this. I can go ahead and end. I'm never going to branch off of this. As long as people are doing it, I'm still going to be doing it. I can still bring in other news, bring in other things. I can teach about other things. It's not labeled off to just one thing. And that's why when you start preaching to yourself and making yourself believe this whole big thing that you built up this whole volcano like this, right? The whole volcano was built up. Now it's built up where you have so many followers and subscribers. It's like when Forrest Gump stopped running. He just stopped and just walked back, and people said, what do we do now? It's the exact same thing. He's built up this whole big thing, right? And there's a whole lot of people under it. Now, all those people that are way at the top who are under it, from the bottom, they're taking out and making people do this, and that's all going to start to crumble down. Okay. Now, while these changes are in, I see how the change is, and I'm living mighty fine. I'm still able to do the content. I'm not going to have to change my content because the content that I'm doing is relevant to what everyone is going to have to be doing and what they are going to be doing. So all of this content is relevant. All the old content about how to do things, all that content is now old. You cannot use any of that content anymore. You cannot. Well, you can use it. You can use that content. But as far as making the most in how the update to the changes are, you will not be able to increase and make that now because you're outdated. You're outdated. That content cannot be used to better. Certain aspects can, because you can always use things from the past to help you in the future. But as far as the whole concept, oh, that's washed. All of that is washed. All of that is washed. All of that is washed, okay? All of that is washed. That's why this is so easy for me to do this job. And when they threw in the Prop 22, it really, like, yes, my tax bracket went up because I'm making more money doing the exact same thing that I normally do. I did not change anything in my game. I did not change anything in my approach. It's just like bonus money. It's all bonus because I have not changed anything. And I've been working like this since 2015 in this gig economy. You know, when they say keep doing you and, you know, the goodness will come later on down the line. I've been doing this since 2015, and check this out. All these years later, it's finally coming back into me, right? Now, check this out. They said that 10,000 hour rule, right? I've done over 10,000 hours, people, of actual practice and learning. So all that work did pay in, it did go in, and it's paying off now because I have an abundance of information that I can deliver to everyone else out there, and I understand how to deliver it to you so that you can receive it. And it's now here. It's now here. Now, everything that I'm going to be doing from now on out is just going to be adding. So this is the way that gig work is going to be. Okay, this is the way that people are going to have to start making money and start realizing how to make the most money on this new change. This is how it's going to be. And And with all of this stuff going on, there's going to have to be more channels out there that people are going to have to be able to watch, to actually relate to. People watch videos because of relevance. Okay, you have to be able to relate. Obviously, we all can relate to gig work. Okay, but everyone's not going to be able to relate to the income someone's talking about because they are still stuck in that trap back there. They cannot get the extra income unless they hop over the fence. It's kind of like when you're in school and you know how to dance real good, you're at that dance, right? You in there getting busy at that dance. You like, man, that girl right there, why she on the dance? I saw her in the corner with her friends. She could dance though. She could dance. I'm trying to get she on the dance. She want to dance, and you just like, man, psh, boom, made her come. She getting busy now. She getting busy, and now that she's getting busy. And now that she is getting busy, she is making money. Yes. So, people, tell me what you think, man. Tell me what you think. And as you see, people, I bring in news. I don't like to bring in, like the celebrity gossip news. Someone's dating this person, someone's dating that person. That's not what this is about. But I will bring up news that we can speak about. Not going to speak about the Russia or anything else like that and going deep. Not doing anything else like that. But, there's other news out there. There's other good things that happen. We need to be able to, in order to adapt and make a change, you have to start hearing other things that are out there. And then that can help change your horizon there. That'll help you break down, and that'll help you be able to gather more in to make your change, man, to make your change. It's going to be a lot of things, but that's why I want people, if you have people getting married, anniversaries, anything else like that, throw those, let me know, throw those in. I will shout them out. Anytime you get like 5 seconds of separation from something that's stressing you out, it is major and it is key. I'm going to tell you this, as a personal trainer, I have to work with special populations. And this means people with different disorders, okay? You have different disorders. You can have MS. You can have cancer. You can have many different things. I'm able to train anyone. Now, when I train someone that has like fibromyalgia or someone that has like ataxia, someone that has Williamson's disease, all of these are nerve diseases, right? And challenges. These people have Parkinson's is another one. You know what I mean? When people have problems with the shakes, the training I'm doing with them, it's a lot of mental training, it's a lot of motivational speaking, and it's a whole lot of trying them just to get them to hold their hand still for just 1 second or 2 seconds, because they shake all day. That 1 or 2 seconds right there was everything they needed right there. And that's what it is. That 1 or 2 seconds. Let me see. Where is my thing? I want to play that video right now for you guys, so you guys can get a whiff of this. Let me load it up for you. Because I really want you guys to listen to these messages, because any one person can say something, but if you are hearing it, okay, this is coming from 3, okay, and the reason why I'm putting it up, it's coming from 3 different types of people, but they all understand one main concept, okay? They all understand one main concept. 3 different people understanding one main concept, and these are people that people listen to, okay? That people listen to, for real people listen to, okay?
Cafe and watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Yes, Ken Preston. You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
This is Poo from Moreno Valley, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Man, I'm with Hot Facts, man, with my boy Robert Reese, man. Just past the dark, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. Get them facts.
Hey, this is KG Sports, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Hey, yo. Hey, Hot Facts with Robert Reese, man. This your boy Dash Bandicoot tapping in with you, brother. Hey, shit, I'm right here on a break in my dash right now, getting busy, but I figured I'd tap in before I eat some grub real quick. But yo, man, I like your channel, like what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we share some of the same ideas as far as like how to navigate this gig market. So just tapping in, showing love, man. I seen your comment. Finally got a chance to hit you, bro. Whenever you get a chance back, man, just holler, man, for sure, man. Love, bro. Be safe.
Great advantage that there are other professions that have gone through this before you, and you can see what they've done right and wrong. And you can see other industries as well, how they've screwed it up. So for example, and it's because they waited for the change to happen, as opposed to grabbing the bull by the horns. Right.
It's just one S, no big deal.
Right. And so for example, why is it that Netflix invented Netflix and not the movie and television industry? It's because the movie and television industry were protecting their old business model and literally ignorant of the fact that the world was changing around them. You know, Netflix had this new subscription model, and it was a small company. Blockbuster, which was the 800-pound gorilla, like, you remember when we used to get DVDs in the mail? So like, they knew streaming was coming. They just didn't, it just wasn't there yet. And so the CEO of Blockbuster went to the board and said, I think we should explore subscription, because this little thing called Netflix is onto something that's gonna happen when the technology gets better. And the board wouldn't let him change the business model to subscription because they made 12% of their revenues from late fees. And look what happened. Blockbuster does not exist, except for one store in northern Canada. And Netflix is the dominant force in television and movies. Why is it that a computer company invented iTunes and not the music industry? It's because they saw the change coming, and the music industry was still trying to protect selling albums in stores, because they saw their customer as Tower Records and HMV, whereas iTunes, Apple, saw the customer as the person who actually buys and listens to the music. Why is it that Amazon invented Amazon and the e-reader, and publishing industry did not even invent the Kindle? Like, it's because they're too busy protecting the old business model. So I think if you go down this route of protectionism, of protecting what we have and staving off change, you are signing your own death warrant. And if it's not your death warrant, your business is going to become way more difficult, and another firm or another that may be completely outside your profession. Remember, iTunes, Netflix, all of these were companies completely outside their own industry. In other words, they couldn't even figure out which one of you it's going to be, because it won't be any of you. It might be a software company that'll completely eviscerate your profession. And so I think to be the one that says, okay, it won't be the way it was. We can't defend the way it was, and we're going to have to imagine, what if we were to invent our industry now, knowing nothing? What would we do? And again, this goes back to the question of why. Well, why did you get into the industry in the first place? Did you get into this profession because your parents told you to and you can make a good living? You're not going to be the innovator. You know? Did you get in this industry because you love math? You know? You're not going to be the innovator. Did you get into this industry, and do you love this industry when you really get to help people re-understand and reimagine how to build an organization? Because when you can understand the language of mathematics, when you can understand the language of a balance sheet, as clearly as you can understand the language of cultural change, it's kind of like that, right? It's the rational and the emotional. And we said it before, which is the numbers are only half a picture of the health of the business. And if you got into this industry to be of service to human beings who are trying to do bigger things for themselves, for their families, for society, for their customers, you might be onto something. So the question is, what value do you offer to the people who buy your product? Now, how would you do that in this new changing day and age, and literally ignore whatever was, because it's irrelevant. because it may or may not survive. The industry, the profession will do fine if you're the ones willing to blow up your own business. But if you're going to protect your business, it'll get blown up for you.
Look at your life right now. Whatever you've done up to this point in time, your life is working. Whatever you have produced, it came out of you as a result of the kind of person that you have become. It's a result of your choices. It's a result of your consciousness. Now you have to ask yourself, are you satisfied with what you have produced? Is this what you want? Would you like for things to be better than this? Do you believe that you deserve better than this? Or are you content? This is it. You don't have to do anything else. That you already resign yourself in life and say, well, I'm happy. I'm not starving like the people in Calcutta. Are you allowing yourself to get off the hook like that? Or do you believe somewhere in the back of your mind or in your heart that there's some other great work for you to do? There's something else that life has for you. And that's why you're here. How do we handle this fear factor? How do we increase our self-esteem? You have to begin to fortify yourself. How do we do that? I believe that you have to begin to consciously monitor your inner conversation and start talking to yourself. Start building yourself up. Sometimes the only good things you will hear about you are the things that you say to you. So I'm saying learn to be your own booster. Start building yourself up. Start encouraging yourself. Start saying, I can do this. I can make this happen. When I started thinking about becoming a speaker, I said, yes, I can do this. I can make this happen. When I start trying to convince myself I can be a businessman after flopping and failing and losing thousands of dollars and feeling stupid and dumb and having people take advantage of me because of what I didn't know, I had to talk to myself because people were saying to me that I was dumb. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I was saying, you're right. Look at what I've done. I had to say, no, Les. Hey, come on, man. Get yourself together. You can handle this. You just haven't figured it out yet. It's all right. This is your training period. This is the tuition you have to pay for what you don't know. You can do this. Other people have done it. It doesn't take an Einstein. Get you some people that can teach you some stuff that you don't know. Get you some people that have done it successfully and learn from them. Take some seminars, workshops, read some books on how to manage a business. Change the way you see yourself and begin to tend to the personal details. Understand that nobody's going to take care of your business better than you. So turn off things that can contribute to your fear. Turn a deaf ear to people that all they can do is talk about how negative things are because they have bought into the consciousness of the world. Start attending workshops, seminars, listening to tapes on a daily basis to begin to recondition your mind, to retrain your thinking. Faith comes by what? Hearing and hearing and hearing. Listen to things that can empower you, that can enable you to create a new reality for yourself, and a new life for yourself. You might appear to be strange around most people. You know, most people think you're strange if you're happy today. See, these people have not found their purpose in life. That's why they're grumpy. That's why they're miserable. That's why they're so negative. They're hurting and they want to hurt other people. So start practicing using programs for your mind.
See if you can find some ways to multiply your value. See if you can find some ways to multiply your value to the marketplace. And he said your income will immediately start to change. Up until then, I was hoping that the economy would change. I was hoping that my company would change. I was hoping that my paycheck would change. I was hoping that circumstances outside would change. And then here's what I found out. It isn't going to change. So then my question was, if it isn't going to change, how will my life ever change? And here's what my teacher taught me. When you change, everything will change for you. When you get better, everything will get better for you. And that's where I picked up that phrase, for things to change, you've got to change. You don't have to change the marketplace. You don't have to change the marketing plan. You don't have to change the economy. You don't have to change countries. You don't have to change circumstances out there. All you've got to do is look within and see if you can change yourself for the better. And as you change, things will start to change for you.
Now, see, 3 different dudes, they went over the exact same thing, right? They delivered it in a certain way because certain people can get it from certain ways. But they still got the message through to these people, okay? It's gotta be you. It's gotta be you. Like I said before, you are the only person that has the ability to make any change when it comes to your paycheck. Only you. Only you. Most people complain these days. Let's see how far complaining gets you. I would rather go in and put my foot down and give someone something that they never had, make them appreciate it, and then they'll go ahead and give me more. With that being said, you have been watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Like Chuck Woolery, I'm going to see you guys later. I'm out. 2 and 2.